to the Stevie Mac podcast. So sit back, and relax, chill,
What is up,
relax, and
everyone?
enjoy
Hope all
the
is well.
show.
It's your boy Stevie back again, coming back to you. I've been on a journey with my fitness and all that, and I have Miss Heather with us today. How you doing today, Miss Heather?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, another blessed day, another blessed day. Got up, I'm alive. I started breathing. So, so Miss Heather, your story interested me. You know what I mean. I'm glad you reached out to me. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your fitness journey?
All right. I am 44. I am from Buffalo, New York. I started my fitness journey with being just over 300 pounds, and I lost over 125 pounds, all natural. I ended up reversing my diabetes. I was off all cholesterol medicine. I wasn't taking any more pills. Um, that's about my story right there.
Oh yeah. So you said you're diabetic. You're saying?
I was, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was borderline diabetic as well. Yeah, because I'm not sure if I told you when we talked. I was at 285, 290. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And doctor deemed me borderline diabetic, and yeah, it was kind of scary. You know what I mean? Because some of my family does have diabetes. And I know people who've lost limbs over it too, and that's diabetes ain't nothing to play with. You know what I mean? So it's kind of
Right.
crazy. Yeah. So on your fitness journey, like, do you have a normal regimen? Do you like a daily routine every day, or how often do you work out?
I work out 6 days a week.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
every day is a little bit different depending on I do a lot of group fitness classes.
Yeah.
Um, anywhere from doing Zumba, there's a jumping trampoline class I take, weightlifting, boot camp,
Yeah.
type classes.
I seen the trampoline one. I actually came across a video today. That trampoline workouts look intense, like crazy. And it's crazy that because like we haven't talked about this yet, but yeah, like I was watching them work out for like 5 minutes straight. It was just like what do they call it? ASMR? Like the satisfaction or whatever. Just watching them just jumping, bouncing, going back and forward, back and forward, back and so
Right.
fast. I'm like, yeah, that's some intense workout. I don't think I'll be able to handle that one.
You can do it.
Yeah.
It can
So
get pretty intense, but it's really a lot of fun.
yeah, that is awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna jump into some questions with you. You know what I mean? Um, so let's see. So when going to losing weight, finding out you're diabetic, what changed your mentality for you in that moment that made it this time for different?
Uh, basically because I was forced into changing at the time.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, I had trouble for the last 20 years with losing weight.
Uh huh.
Um, um, it was just something that I just had to do. It was like a life or death type of situation at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, so basically, I I woke up one day and I could not feel the whole left side of my face.
Mm-hmm.
And it did take me a little bit to actually go get checked out, but I pretty much said that there's obviously something wrong.
Yeah.
So I went to the emergency room. They rushed me actually back there to get an MRI and a CAT scan. And the doctors came out and said that I had a mini stroke.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very scary result to have.
Man, I
Um,
bet.
so they said with the results, luckily that there was no actual damage in the brain. That I was very extremely lucky, and I pretty much had to change everything, every aspect, like lose weight and change my nutrition habits in
Mm-hmm.
order to pretty much survive.
Yeah. Okay. And I bet that was very scary, man. Like just listening to it sounds scary.
Hmm.
Um, So when you first started, what were your like when you first started? What were the very first changes you made that actually stuck?
Well, when I first started, I was also a smoker. So I quit smoking was the very first thing I did. Um, and then I hadn't exercised in a very, very, very long time. So
Hmm.
I would just go on like 10 or 15-minute walks um, for about a couple months till I can get used to exercising again.
Hmm.
And that's when I started doing the fitness classes
Hmm.
first. And then I changed a little bit at a time with my nutrition by just like very slowly like swapping things out like from regular mayo to like light mayo, those type of situation.
Yeah.
um just a little bit at a time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like um, it is hard. Change is hard. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I was talking to Mr. Rangel on my last podcast or whatever. It takes a lot of dedication, determination. You have to have the mindset, and you have to have the will to want to change. You know what I mean? And like the conversation me and him had actually hit hard because just like man, you're hitting on all the topics that I was going through. You know what I mean? And it's
Hmm.
crazy because if you're not going to dedicate yourself, you don't have the determination. You know, there's no way you're going to change. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have to want to. You're going to have to put in the time, put in the effort to get it all done. And like it's hard. I'll tell you. Like I always, everybody I talk to, I says 21 days to break a habit, 3 days to screw it up. You know what I mean? And man, so man, I hats off to you. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. Like so, you went from over 300. Um, and like so, where are you at now? If you don't mind, if you don't mind me asking.
Like a fluctuating, it's usually between about 160 and 170.
Yeah. Man, that's 150 pounds. That is
Mhm.
crazy. That is amazing. I tell
Thank
you
you.
that. Yeah, yeah, like I'm over here jumping up for joy because I lost 40, 50 pounds. Yours is that's
And
amazing,
that's
you know what I mean? So
fantastic.
so what was the hardest part of your journey that people don't usually see or talk about?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Probably more of a body image situation with losing that much weight.
Hmm.
You do have loose skin.
Yeah,
Um, it's kind of one of those things where I will deal with this, and you have to be able to accept it.
yeah,
Um, one of the things is one of my quotes was, "Pick your hard." It's hard to lose weight, but it's also harder being overweight.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Being overweight. When I was overweight, and I still call myself still a little overweight or whatever. Um, like my biggest thing was, how am I not going to lose weight because I have 5 kids. I got 4 girls,
Mhm.
1 boy. And they're all active like crazy. And like my 12-year-old, she likes to go running and jogging. She likes to run 2, 3 miles.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah, I can't do that. You know what I mean? I don't, Dad's too fat. You know what I mean? Dad's not going to be any good company. Dad's going to run 50 yards, not even 50 yards. He'll be tired. And then after I get tired, you're going to keep on wanting to do it. And then I'm just going to be, I'm going to be, what do you call it? Bob Humbug. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm not going to do anything. And so that being active for my kids is one of the other reasons I actually try to lose weight, you know what I mean? Because I have to be here for him. And now I got a grandson who was just born like a week or two ago. So, so I got to be active for
Right.
him as well. So,
Absolutely.
I'm first time grandpa, you know what I mean? So,
And
um,
congratulations to you.
I do appreciate you. But yeah, that was one of the hardest things, and like, well, it was, I guess you could say it wasn't hard for me because of my kids, that they were my will, they were my why, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
still coming from being a couch potato, drinking a 12 pack a day to not doing that anymore and trying to be active. I've
Hmm.
been working out for a year and a half, and I'd say maybe a year has been constant, you know. But
Hmm.
the first 6 months was I guess what do they call it? It was trials. I tell you that, you know what I mean?
Right,
Because
right.
because
Absolutely.
you have to get out of that mentality. Like, look, you're so used to doing sitting on the couch all day, drinking beer in the afternoon and the evenings, and it's like when you give that all up, and it's like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? And your body doesn't respond the way you want it to either.
Right.
So that's just the crazy thing about it. And every now and then I probably drink a beer or two or whatever, but
Sure.
but like after I drink it, it's like I wake up, I feel bloated. It's like, why did I drink that beer? I
Like,
like
was it worth
my
it?
yes, exactly. Because it's like I had one of the best workouts all week, and then I come home and I drink a couple beers, and now I wake up feeling bloated. It's like, yeah, let's just go ahead and just do it cold turkey. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you lost 125 pounds naturally, no shortcuts. What keeps you disciplined, and when motivation wasn't there?
Oh, disciplined. Being healthy is very
Hmm.
important to me.
Yeah.
Um, I had a lot of people I have a lot of people in my life that are extremely supportive.
Hmm.
So they kept me accountable. Um, Motivation is something that you don't have a lot of most of the time.
Hmm.
So you have to your why you're doing it has to be extremely important to you to
Yeah.
keep going and to keep going on the hard days
Yeah.
when you
Most
don't want
definitely.
to.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, my motivation, touch back in the game, we just talked about it. Like if I don't go work out and my wife's off, because I'm off Tuesday through Friday, and
Mhm.
and if I'm just laying in the bed and my wife sees me just laying there, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm gonna go work out later. She says no. She's like, you know what? Like, you need to get up. This is what you wanted to do. You need to go do it. Like, she motivates me, and then when she doesn't tell me to go do it, she's like, you know what? Okay, you're gonna get that punch back again. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like Pillsbury Doughboy again. So then I get up, I take my creatine, I take my pre-workout, L-carnitine 3000, and then I take my my little pills for my stomach or whatever,
Mhm.
for my insides, to help me digest. But yeah, so that's just crazy. 'Cause, like, my why is my kids and my wife, and that's just crazy. You know what I mean? So do you take any supplements? Or you just eat healthy and no supplements, just water, or?
Yeah, the only supplements I really take is like protein powder.
Mhm.
I don't really take much else other than regular vitamins.
Yeah, yeah. Like after I work out, I take a whey. The Jocko whey. Yeah,
Mhm.
I take that. And I think I was told before too, take it before I go work out because it's supposed to be better for me. I haven't looked that up yet, but I heard that was pretty good. But I like the cookies and cream. I can't go with the bland one. So,
Oh, that sounds delicious.
oh yeah, it is very delicious. Um, so how has your life changed now? Now, not just physically, but you as a person, like out of everything from start to finish, how has your life changed?
Oh. Well, now that I've been through all this, you look at the world a lot differently.
Hmm.
Um, Personally, now that I've gone through this, I just want to help somebody else
Yeah.
go through their journey, get healthy. Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really the basic.
Yeah. Totally. Totally. Because the way I see it too, like just for me, just losing the 50 pounds, 40, 50 pounds, like I can actually jog. I can actually run a mile. You know what I mean? It might not be the fastest time in the world, but I can
Mhm.
actually run a mile without getting tired. And
Mhm.
it's like it's from going from being out here to looking all right. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, this is why I do it as well. You know what I mean? Like Like I no
Right.
longer have to take deep breaths. I no longer have to stop for a break. I can actually run a mile with my daughter, and then maybe after I run that mile, I might stop and walk with my hands on my hips or whatever. Like, go on, I'll catch up to you later on, but let me catch my breath first. I'm new to this,
Right,
and
right.
actually seeing the glow in my daughter's eyes, it's like, yeah, like the changes for the better. You know what I mean?
That's
So
wonderful.
that is a good thing. So, question for you: if someone's listening feels stuck like you once were, what would you tell them to start doing today?
Well, first and foremost, don't give up. Don't ever give up. If it's something you really want, you will go after it. Something that you need is support, whether that's family or your fitness community.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody can do it alone. You need somebody in your corner pushing you and keeping you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just starting a fitness journey, I think I would focus on exercise first, staying active, being active, and then going to your nutrition.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is some good advice right there. Um, so being from Buffalo, New York, right? You said Buffalo, New York,
Yes,
so you're a Bill fan.
absolutely. Go Bills.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from Texas, so I'm a Cowboy fan. So,
Right. That's
so
all
how's
right.
the
You still all right.
so how's the weather over there?
It's getting better.
Yeah, it's not 30 degrees no more.
No, it's actually getting better. It's getting up in the 50s.
Oh yeah, yeah. After we talked the other day, a day later, I think it jumped up to like 79. It went from 40 to 79 in like a day or two, and then
Oh,
now it's just nothing but rain. It's been
ugh.
raining on and off, on and off, on and off.
We got a lot
Yeah.
of rain
So
here too.
yeah, that is awesome. How far you live from the Bill Stadium?
Um, Maybe about 30 minutes, maybe 40, depending on the traffic.
Oh yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you gonna work out today? You already went to go work out, or what are
I
your
worked
plans for the
out
rest of
this
the day?
morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is what's up. So working out in the mornings. So do you work out at all times, or just morning by itself?
I'm sorry.
Do you just work out in the mornings, or do you switch it up?
During the week, I have to work out at night because I work during the day, but on the weekends, I work out in the morning.
Oh yeah. So do you have a preference though? Which one's better?
I like the mornings better,
Yeah.
but I can't do that during the week.
Yeah. That is awesome. Well, Miss Heather, I want to thank you for coming on today. Like you are an amazing person. Keep going on your journey. You know what I mean?
Thank
Um,
you.
like it's thank you for coming on and talking to me, doing me a favor and coming and talk to me about your journey and all that. I just wish you nothing but the best. But after we end this, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, or somebody to go check out your Instagram, Facebook, social medias, or anything?
Yes, I would shout out to my family and sorry, my fitness center, Fit Happens, Cindy and Marisa. They have all been so supportive in my journey, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Okay, well, I do appreciate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and sign off now. Well, don't go nowhere. And then we're gonna have a conversation after we get off here. All right.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much. See you soon.
Thank you.